Force Unleashed was released in September 2008 under LucasArts, but I would not play it until 2010. I instantly fell in love. It's everything I ever wanted from a Star Wars game. Extremely brutal. But does my memory hold strong? Is this game as good as I remember? Will I get stuck on the second boss for hours? What surprises does this game still hold for me? And most importantly, is this game a masterpiece?
Vader thinks he's turned you, but I can sense your future. And Vader won't always be your master.
Poor boy. The Sith always betray one another.
The game opens with Darth Vader and the Imperial forces taking over a planet to enslave the Wookiee population, showing the absolute brutality of the Empire. Giving you full control to Darth Vader right from the start is so smart. He's massively overpowered, and you get a small taste of what's to come. I mean, so iconic. Letting you play as Darth Vader right off the bat. I remember as a kid, this was just mind-blowing to me. I think the intro perfectly captures the Empire like no other piece of media has ever done before. I mean, this platoon of stormtroopers doesn't even think twice about gunning down a child. And I think this shows early signs of Vader's goodwill. Minus raising a Sith assassin with no other purpose than to kill everything and everyone by any means necessary. Yeah, I think that's Vader's goodwill. Behind the scenes, George Lucas was heavily involved in the production of the game, making sure it fit perfectly within the canon of Star Wars.
He allowed us to give Darth Vader a secret apprentice, which from a canon standpoint is just fantastic. It is such a rich character opportunity.
I think the team at LucasArts nails the themes and tones of what the game establishes within the universe. Force Unleashed isn't just a good Star Wars game, it might be the best at capturing true power of the dark side.
Well, what if we really jacked it up? What if we unleashed it and delivered a Force experience that people hadn't seen before?
Again, I go back to George being involved in the production of this project, laying out the key points that every Star Wars story should have.
It was very big on make sure you have a love interest, make sure you have a Jedi mentor, make sure you have a comic sidekick.
Hayden worked really hard in coming up with new and unique characters that also fit very familiar archetypes within the Star Wars universe.
As a kid, I always thought Starkiller came off a little whiny with a little bit too much attitude. But after coming back to it, I realized that he has known nothing but the dark side.
The main character in The Force Unleashed is this character of Darth Vader's secret apprentice. He's almost this primal character that has these incredible force powers and uses them in highly destructive means. That's how he's been trained by Darth Vader.
No Jedi in history has ever used the Force in the way that this guy uses the Force. Vader's sort of experimented with this kid to see how far you could take it. And he's taking it to the limit. He's taking it as far as it can go. He's a Force wrecking ball. He's unstoppable.
Star Wars Force Unleashed allows me to fulfill every fantasy I've ever had as a Jedi. There's a good variety of Sith and Jedi abilities. You can choose to use your skill points as needed, and all feel useful and powerful. I suggest maxing out Force Lightning as soon as possible. It's a crutch. There's a good amount of variety here with the abilities, from Force Push, Lightning Shield, and lifting your opponent into the air and impaling them with your lightsaber to just watch them suffer slowly and painfully. And that's in due large part of the developers, making 3 different engines to interact with one another for behavioral AI. The ragdoll physics in this game were ahead of its time, pushing the PS3 and the Xbox 360 to its absolute limits. It's important to know that each console had its own unique version of the game,
To ensure that each platform was going to be unique and different in its own right.
with the Wii being the most interesting to me. It's basically Star Wars meets Mortal Kombat. I'm all for this. Just imagine being able to play as Darth Maul going up against a Mace Windu. With similar controls to Mortal Kombat, that sounds legendary and super addictive. Like, just take my money already. The story of Force Unleashed is a painful one. You can never look at Star Wars the same without it.
And in fact, the place that they end up makes these characters so pivotal in the Star Wars saga that once you place these characters between the first trilogy and the second trilogy, You can't imagine Star Wars ever again without them.
Starkiller has a sad and tragic life, doing the bidding of his master, his only father figure for most of his life.
You were weak when I found you. Now your hatred has become your strength. At last, the dark side is your ally.
But someone much older and wiser gives him a look into his future. We get the first look at his humanity and spares someone's life. And that was the spark, the seed of your future. And he knew their paths would cross again. Because one thing never changes.
The Sith always betray one another.
The Emperor's fleet has arrived.
You have lured the Emperor to us. When do we strike?
I did not summon him. His spies followed you here.
You have forgotten your place, Lord Vader. By taking this boy as your apprentice, you have betrayed me. Now you will kill him. You killed me!
No. The Emperor wanted you dead. I salvaged your body and brought you here to be rebuilt.
Why?
The Emperor needed to believe you were dead. Now you can have your revenge and fulfill your destiny. Your destiny is now your own. Sever all ties to your past. No one must know that you still serve me. Now go, and remember that the dark side is always with you.
From this point on, you have to seek the help of someone you did wrong. Someone that gave you a glimpse into the future to convince him to help lead an army against the Empire. And now you are needed to save key members of the future rebellion. And as time goes on, his connection to the light side strengthens. He feels empathy and sympathy.
No, I sense... I can feel the creature's suffering.
From this point on, the game dials it up to 10. It's truly epic. I mean, goddamn, you pull down a Star Destroyer, for God's sake. You meet back up with the rebels to now launch an attack against the Empire. But one thing remains the same. You can never trust a Sith.
You have done well, my apprentice.
You agreed to stay away!
I lied, as I have from the very beginning.
You never planned to destroy the Emperor.
Not with you, no.
But after being betrayed again for the second time, he walks the line of light and darkness.
What did you see?
A massive space station.
Seeking revenge against the man who raised him. And now the fate of the galaxy is in your hands.
Goodbye, Juno.
So epic, I swear. And now the fate of the galaxy is in your hands. You board the Death Star, taking out everyone and everything in your path. Going toe to toe with one of the most iconic characters ever. And now, depending on which path you choose, vengeance or redemption, that is for you to decide. Revenge is the darker ending. You slay Darth Vader, showing him the true power of the dark side. Ooh! Oh, that was satisfying. Revenge. Sith Master. Trophy!
Excellent. Lord Vader was a broken shadow of his former self. I knew that one day you would replace him. You'll have just one final test. Destroy your ties to the Jedi, and at last you will be a Sith Lord. You have betrayed your master and your allies. I knew that you would betray me as well. And now, you have doomed yourself and your friends.
This ending is brutal. It is so bleak. I almost feel like Starkiller just, for this ending, should have just struck him down and then just embraced being his apprentice.
You had such promise. You could have been my successor, my equal. But now... But I may still have some small use for you. I still have enemies to find and destroy. You will do my bidding until I find a new apprentice. And then, like Vader, you will be cast aside. Finish him.
But with redemption, this ending is definitely my favorite. The good ending, which would lead to the eventual rebellion, becoming a major pivotal point in the Star Wars universe, which I 100% still think and believe in my heart is truly canon.
Destined to destroy me. Do it. Give in to your hatred.
He's beaten. Let it go.
It's a trick. He's stronger than you know, and he deserves to die for what he's done to me.
Maybe so. But if you strike him down in anger, you'll be right back where you began.
Get Bale and the others out of here. I'll be right behind you. Go! Hurry! Protect the senators!
He is dead.
Then he is now more powerful than ever. He was meant to root out the rebels. His sacrifice will only inspire them.
But now we know who they are. I will hunt them down and destroy them. As you always intended, Master.
You must be relentless, Lord Vader. If even a single rebel survives, this alliance that we have unwittingly created will be our undoing.
Are we ready to finish what he started? Then at last, the Rebel Alliance is born. Here. Tonight.
We need a flag to rally behind. A symbol of hope.
Is this game worth coming back to in 2024? Yes, especially on Xbox because you can play it on modern hardware. And for PlayStation, it's stuck on PS3 unless you have premium, then you can stream it to your PS5, but that's not the best experience. So definitely Xbox is the way to go. But if you have the hardware, PS3 handles this game great. If you guys are new here and you enjoy this type of content, let me know by leaving a like. And happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Till next time, peace.